Welcome to episode 11 of our Big Trip 2024. So far we've come up through England and Scotland and spent a couple of weeks on the Outer Hebrides, and then we came back to the mainland and back down to Lindisfarne. In this episode we visit Lindisfarne Island and we come down to Chester Zoo and then down into Wales.
We're heading across the causeway to the Holy Island of Lindisfarne.
The causeway is tidal, so do check the tide tables because you can only cross twice a day.
So we're parked in the Snook, which is free, but it means it's going to be a bit of a walk to get to the other side of the island, but that's okay. We like free parking, don't we, Dave? We do. And it's a glorious day. Might need my sun hat today. Wow, and I thought the beaches on the Outer Hebrides were empty, but that's just incredible. It's so quiet as well.
Very quiet, very blue sky. We are in sunny Northumberland.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is lovely and peaceful. You can tell we're back in England because there's a dog poop bag on the floor, honestly.
After a stroll along the beach, we walked through the sand dunes and made our way back to the main road.
The sticks you can see are way markers for the Pilgrims route, which has been in use for 1300 years and is still in use today.
So we're now walking England's coast path, aren't we? In the middle of September, and it's just a glorious day. What's that? That's not a seabird I'm used to hearing. Well, there's something you don't see every day. A pyramid in England.
The White Pyramid is called Emmanuel Head and it's a day mark which was finished in 1810 as a navigational aid. What's a day mark?
Well, it's like a lighthouse, but it's for use in the day. See how clever I am.
Thank you, Google. It stands 10 metres tall and provides a nice bit of shade on a sunny day.
For the second time on our trip, we found a hide and enjoyed watching the swans and also having another bit of shade.
In the time it took us to walk across the island, the tide came in and the causeway was flooded. And we then discovered that we had visited on the one day of the year when the castle was closed. Typical. But at least the Priory and the museum were still open. And the pub. We did visit the pub.
We did. We had lunch in the pub.
St Aidan. It looks quite nice against the white background there.
It's still very intact. Monks settled on the Holy Island in AD 635. After the collapse of the Roman Empire, Britain was fragmented into small Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. Northumbria was controlled by King Oswald, and he gifted the island to an Irish monk, Saint Aidan.
An archaeological dig was taking place. Maybe we'll see that on Digging for Britain.
The Lindisfarne Priory escaped the destruction of the Reformation, but it did fall into ruin, and it wasn't until the 19th century that some attempts were made at conservation.
You get a lovely view of it here.
Next to the Priory is St Mary's Church. We walked back across the island, passing the now flooded Pilgrim's Route.
That's such a straight line across there.
To chill out in the van until the tide had gone out and the causeway was passable again.
So we've just arrived at Sunnyhills Farm Shop. Is that what it's called? I think so. I might be mistaken. If I'm wrong, I don't know. It's basically a car park with a nice view of the farm shop, which we'll test in the morning and get some goodies from.
You're right, Sunnyhills.
Belford. Yes. I do love a nice farm shop, personally. I like getting the odd treat and goodies. And if they have a couple of really tasty sausage rolls for us to take away for our lunch tomorrow, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, all better.
Yeah. Right. There, we're number 4 van here tonight, aren't we? Yeah, and it's free. A free stopover. We always like free. Would you class us as freeloaders?
No. Have you seen the amount of road tax I pay?
Yeah. I just found it really.
Fuel tax.
Yeah. See, I just found it really.
And VAT. And insurance. And all that and the rest of it.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
So I read a review on Park for Night for one of the places to park near here. I think it was a bit further south. And someone had put, Northumbria doesn't want you, you load of freeloaders. Why don't, just because you...
It's just sound grapes, isn't it?
Yeah, but why?
Well, people don't really need a reason why for being miserable, do they?
They
I think that's an excuse rather.
They just don't want you parking where they want to park.
It might be that, or they might be envious of people who can afford to buy a van, or, you know. Maybe they just don't like people from outside their village.
Yeah. Maybe. Anyway. I'm going to prepare dinner now, and we're going to chill out. Yay.
Sunnyhill's breakfast was delicious, and we did pick up some treats for later.
Alright, Jeff?
Yeah.
You filming me?
Well, I was just filming where we were, and now you seem to have come in the picture, so yeah.
Then we headed across the country to Cheshire.
How to clean the window. 101. So we've just arrived at a car park near Chester. Well, it's not actually near Chester. Well, it is. it's east of Chester, not far to Priory. We did try another one near Alton Park Circuit that we found on Park for Night, and it was right next to the road, and there wasn't very many spaces, and you could be seen directly from the road. This one you can still be seen directly from the road, but there's been one car go past since we've been here, and it's been like 10 minutes, and that was a dog walker, so they've come to walk their dogs. So yeah, we'll see how it goes here tonight. I usually research the places that we're staying quite extensively to make sure that it's going to be nice, but this one hasn't had any bad reviews, so yeah, we'll see. It's very nice. I will take you out and have a look in a minute. Oh, and by the way, I'm still feeling like rubbish today, and I look like rubbish. I think Dave has mostly recovered, apart from a bit of a chesty cough and stiffness, but he's done really well with the driving, and I'm really proud of him. Whereas most of the journey here, I was closing my eyes periodically, because I was just so knackered. So yeah. Anyway, it's 5 o'clock. It's almost time to start dinner. I got some lovely treats at the farm shop that we stayed at last night, and yeah, I'll let you know how that goes. Show us your extender. And why did you make that?
Because in there, in the AdBlue thing, there's a little flap inside the tube that won't open unless it's pushed open. And it won't let the AdBlue in unless it's pushed open. So the spout has to be long enough to push it open, and the spout is not long enough to push it open. This is AdBlue, that's for AdBlue, and the two things don't work together.
Yeah. It seems the only cars that come down this road are the ones that use this car park with their dogs and a couple of runners. Some lovely black breeds there. There's also quite a lot of dog poop alongside the paths that go through the woods, and I've only walked 10 metres into the woods myself, so yeah, we shall see. Maybe we'll go for a walk after we've had dinner. Other than that, when there's no cars, it's very, very peaceful.
We had a great night's sleep, and the next morning it was time for a special day out.
Having been big fans of The Secret Life of the Zoo for years and years, a visit to Chester Zoo was a must.
It was a real treat to finally get to see a lot of the much loved animals from the show.
It's beautiful. I want to take a photo as well. Probably don't want to stand right under him, do I?
And we also took the most awkward boat trip ever.
It's the sound of a tiger licking its lips.
They're enjoying a swim today, aren't they? I bet that water's nice and warm for them. There's 3 of them. There's another one.
After a full day out, we headed on to our park up for the night.
So we're in Wales now, which is Means that we've now been to 3 different countries
Mm.
on our holiday, which is quite something, I think. And yeah, we've got 1 week left.
Only a week left.
Only a week's holiday
Only a
left.
week left. The days are running out. You can count them on 2 hands.
Do you know, you and I, we haven't had a week-long holiday together for a long time. Normally our holidays are 5 days. So this has been quite a big trip anyway, and a special trip. But a week left, and we're in Wales. Just for 1 night though, and then we'll continue the rest of our last week somewhere else.
So where are we then, specifically?
We're just outside of Wrexham. We're in Nant Mill Car Park right now.
Which is just inside the Dee Valley National Park.
Yeah, just on the edge of it, I think. Yeah.
Just on the edge of it.
And
It's a very pretty little stopover point.
yeah.
With a little car park, little grass area with some seating, and then a stream runs down across at the bottom of the grass.
And if we had time, we'd probably go for a check out the walks around here. And we probably have got time, actually. We could probably do that in the morning if we felt like it. So one thing about going away for this length of time is you genuinely forget which day of the week you're on.
Yeah, you do.
And you have to keep reminding yourself, oh, it's the weekend, things are going to get busier on the weekend, it's harder to get a campsite. And also what we found is that on the weekends the park-ups are busier as well. Friday, Saturdays nights are very busy in the park-ups that we've stayed in. And so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow night and what we end up doing, because we haven't got a plan. We've got very limited internet here. That's the only downside to this car park. So 1 week left, 1 more laundry visit. That would be incredible, because that means we've only done 4 laundry trips. I packed well.
Certainly, if you're away for 6 weeks in a van, some people might disagree, but I think most people quite rapidly get used to a very different personal hygiene regime.
Yeah. But when we get home, the very first thing I'm going to do is say, put the hot water on, I need a bath. And rest my weary limbs.
I'm looking forward to getting rid of what's left of my facial hair.
Are you?
Yeah, it's an interesting experiment, but it's a bit of a pain having a big bristly thing stuck on your chin all the time.
Yeah.
So what other gem could you give to people as advice if they're going for a prolonged trip in the van?
Make sure that when you're at the packing stage and your other half says to you, I'll only need 7 pairs of socks and pants, won't I? Because we'll be doing laundry. Just say, take more. Take twice what you need, because you don't know when you're going to find the laundry facilities. And we've got space.
We have been surprised how much space we've got in this van. We've still got loads of unused space.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to think about your weight limits, but yes, within that, there is a lot of space.
Yeah. Advice for the van. Well,
my advice would be take facial wipes, because they're
yeah.
very useful for all sorts of personal hygiene jobs.
You can give yourself a quick wash with
Exactly,
them,
yeah.
And you don't need to use any water, and that
Exactly,
saves
yeah,
water,
yeah.
which is very, very good. My other advice would be certain things are worth buying in advance, because when you are on the road, getting your day-to-day shopping, like fresh meat and salad in the co-ops and things, is fine. A bit more expensive, but there are certain things that are very lightweight, so you don't have to worry about your weight limit, that are much cheaper to get in places like Aldi or something, like loo roll, for example. We don't use very expensive loo roll in the van because it's thinner and it breaks down easier in the fluids, and it makes it easier to empty the cassette having a thinner paper. So, and don't leave it to the last minute before you buy what you're about to run out of. For example, we'd almost run out of margarine, and I went to buy some margarine, and the cheapest they had in the shop was like £5, and I was like, we can make it last until I find cheaper margarine. I'm the queen of frugal. I just begrudge that. So, yeah. And the other thing I advise is when whoever does the planning on where you're going to stay, what I like to do is always have at least 2 reserves fairly close to where I've planned to stay, so that if...
2 in total or 2 in reserve?
2 in reserve.
So 3 in total?
Yeah, so I had 2 in reserve after this place today. They were a bit further out, and like one that way and one this way. But if this one turned out to be awful, or if there was suddenly... they'd placed no overnight parking signs, because we've had that before, then you know you've got somewhere to move on to. But the other thing I like to do is to put in the lat long into Google Maps, and then I like to go to Street View so I can look around and see what's there, because I don't want to be somewhere that's too industrial, and I also don't want to be somewhere where there's residential properties, because I think that can upset the locals. And you know, especially if it's like a lay-by or something, I like to make sure that there's at least a grass verge, maybe some bushes and trees as well, just to separate you from the road. So when it comes to the planning side, I mean, you've been really kind, and you've been going, oh my gosh, you found a really nice place again. Not always, but sometimes, because not always they've been nice.
Well, not last night. We did actually use one of our reserves last night.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Because the first place we stopped at was very muddy, was next to a very busy road, had quite a few people in the car park, and I just didn't feel right.
Yeah, and the weird thing was, they were both on Park for Night, and they both had the same amount of star ratings, like they were equal, like 4 point something. And they both had really good reviews, so, but you just don't know yourself until you turn up somewhere whether or not you're going to feel comfortable there throughout the night. So yeah, and a couple of the places we've stayed at haven't had recent reviews, because I don't think everyone leaves reviews, because then places become too popular, I suppose, I don't know. So sometimes you're taking a little bit of a gamble, so using Google and using, you know, your own inner
intuition.
That's the word. I think that just helps. Have spares, because otherwise you're not going to be sat there, oh, where am I going to go now? Because that's horrible. So the car park has been completely empty since the other van left, and I don't know what time they left. Been no other cars arrive. And now we're going to have a little walk. It's 11:30. We had a nice late start, didn't we?
Yeah. Didn't wake up till 10.
Yeah.
Leave the beggars. I'll try and cross there.
No.
You run really quick, you're going to get crossed back getting wet.
This is called a breathing space. It's a special garden. Slightly overgrown.
Neglected.
Yeah. Here we've got a little pigsty. There's some little pigs. All right. A little bridge. It's not particularly easy to access. Yeah. Let's hope I don't trip.
Yeah.
Could you get off the bridge before I enter?
I'm keeping it steady for you.
That's pretty.
Pretty.
So one of the things I really, really love about just coming out for a little walk and not really knowing where you're going is you come across little bridges like this that look like castles. How adorable is this? I think this is very old woodland. Big stag beetle with a broken claw. He's pretty cool. Oh, and there's a big wiggly worm too.
Yeah, that'll be a worm. You can tell. It's got legs.
Oh dear.
I quite like it when they put sculptures in the woods.
After our walk, we had to find a laundrette to get everything clean for our last week away.
It's like you've really turned into a domestic goddess again today.
Yeah.
He's done the laundry in the laundrette, and now he's sweeping the floor. He's doing all his cleaning.
Washerwoman day.
Yeah. And I attempted to do an hour's work, and I'm absolutely exhausted, so yeah. And we're currently in a car park in Johnstown, just outside Wrexham. What did you think of the laundrette you went to?
I think it washed and dried clothes. It was fine.
It did its job.
Did its job. Did what we needed.
Yeah.
So we're headed further south, trying to outrun autumn, which is closing in from the north. And in the next episode, it's the very last leg of our big trip 2024.
And we hope you'll come back and join us then.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.